If something doesn't feel right, pull yourself out, have a drink of water, take a break, rejoin us. Do as much or as little of the flow as you guys like. There's no pressure to do the whole thing. If something doesn't feel right, just stop. If you're out of breath, stop. It's quite hot today. Please make sure that you've got a drink, candy, drink of water, or whatever you want. Some wine. And I think that is everything. So let's come down onto our mats. You're going to start seated, but as always, if you would prefer to start somewhere else, that is completely up to you. I always start with seated movement. So you can rejoin us on the mat, but if you prefer to start lying down or standing up, by all means do that. Otherwise, just give yourself a little wiggle around, shake out any excess tension or energy that you might have. If you've got like little bits of, I always find when I bring myself down into the mat, sometimes I have little bits of excited energy. Maybe that's just me, but I like to shake them off a little bit. Give yourself a little wiggle around, shift on your mat. Take a look around you, make sure you've got enough space that you're not going to smash into doors or windows when you're doing the flow. And then bring your bums down onto the mat. Find a nice comfortable position. Take in your physical space. And then let's bring ourselves into our mental space. So bringing your palms down onto your knees, trying to still our minds, still our bodies. Palms facing up towards the sky. Drop those shoulders down, lengthen that neck, and close your eyes. And take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Expand your abdomen. Send all of the air down towards the bottom of your lungs. Filling them like a glass all the way to the top. And as you exhale, draw that navel in towards the spine. Reverse the breath. And again, inhale. And exhale. So always start by tuning into our breath, into our bodies. Just trying to clear the space around us. As you inhale, I want you to feel that breath wash through you as though it's cleansing your organs. And on your exhale, reversing the breath, navel to spine. And again, inhale. And maybe you pause at the top of that breath, and as you exhale, really releasing, drawing that navel in and emptying those lungs completely. Visualizing your lungs maybe as a glass of water. Inhale, we fill them to the top. Exhale, we empty. And as you breathe, lengthen up through your spine, but ground down through the sit bones. Lightweight, but grounded. And let's just check in with those common tension points. Dropping those shoulders down away from the ears, drawing them down the spine and lengthening through the neck. Softening that jaw. Unlocking the back teeth, making sure they're not touching. And dropping your tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. And starting to soften those facial features, making sure you're not frowning or holding any tension in the face. We tend to hold on to stress in really subtle ways. So let's just check in with ourselves and make sure that we're releasing those little points of tension. Let's start to clear our mind of any wandering thoughts or worries, anything that's not serving us at the moment. Everything that you needed to do before or after, let's push it to one side. This is your time, your hour. Take an imaginary broom and start to sweep your mind clear of any clutter, leaving it empty like a room that's been left completely untouched and only your breath flowing in and out. And just allow that mind to still. The rhythm of your breath to slowly calm you. And just draw your chin towards your shoulder, doesn't matter which one, and gently roll it across to the other side. And back again. And just gently keep that roll going from one shoulder to the other. And maybe you want to take that head and bring it the whole way around, giving yourself a full head roll. And if you do, make sure you go back the other way as well. Gently bringing yourself back to center. Roll those shoulders up to your ears, down your spine. Releasing any tension that you're holding there. Deep circles. Especially if you've been sitting all day, it's really nice to just release. And then interlace your fingers at the front and imagine you're hugging a giant beach ball. So you're making a circle shape with your arms. And as you do so, pull those shoulders apart at the back. Drop your chin to your chest so your spine is making a C shape, and inhale. Exhale, straighten the spine, push the arms up towards the sky and drop the shoulders down. And inhale, opening those arms wide. Maybe give those fingers a wiggle, twist the wrists, and exhale, draw the arms behind, pull the shoulder blades together, push the chest forward. Really nice. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky again, and you're going to bring your right hand to your left wrist and gently start to lean to the right, pulling that left arm over. So we're giving ourselves a stretch down the left side of the body. Try and keep those sit bones planted as though your bum's been super glued down onto the mat. Inhale, start to stretch as though you're trying to pull an extra inch out of that left arm. And if you want to, you can bring that right hand down onto the mat in line with your right hip and start to reach further, keeping that arm in line with your ear. You can drop down onto your forearm if you want, but just make sure that bum cheek stays grounded, your body stays aligned. Reaching with those fingers. Take a nice deep breath. Gently bring yourself back to center. Bring your right arm up and take your left hand to your right wrist. Keeping that neck long, gently start to pull yourself over to the left. Keeping those bum cheeks glued down. And this time we're stretching the right side of the body, trying to add inches there. Really nice. And if you want to, you can drop that left hand down in line with your left hip and reach with the right arm. You can come down onto your forearm if you want. If you can keep those bum cheeks planted, your neck long, arm in line with your ears, body aligned as though the top half of your body has just been popped in a toaster. And reaching with those right fingers. And gently bring yourself back to center. Take that right hand behind you so it acts like a secondary spine. Your left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Sitting up nice and tall, and gently give yourself a twist through the spine. So we like twists. Twists compress our organs, so they detox our organs. They're squeezing out all of the toxins as we twist. Breathing and gazing all the way behind you, and as you exhale, gently bring yourself back to center. And when we release a twist, we're allowing fresh blood to flow through our organs. Take your left hand behind you like a secondary spine. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee, gazing over that left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Pushing that knee away and twisting, feeling those organs being compressed. Visualizing yourself like a dirty dishcloth that's being wrung out. And as we exhale, letting go, we're allowing fresh water to flow through our bodies. Take a nice deep breath, bring those palms in front of you and bring yourself into your all-fours position, stacking your joints into your tabletop. So we're going to keep our back nice and flat to begin with, drawing that navel in. Make sure the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Imagine now I've put a hot cup of coffee on your back and you're not allowed to spill it. And we're going to start here by pushing down through the palms, the knees, and the tops of the feet. And as you inhale and exhale, I want you to feel the energy coming out of your palms, your knees, and your feet. So much so that you're almost about to take off and lift up from the mat. And if you would like to add a little bit here, tuck those toes under and gently lift the knees about 5 centimeters off the mat, drawing that navel in. Keep that spine flat, engaging the core. Feeling that tension in the back of your glutes, pushing back into your heels, engaging. Inhale. Keep that breath going, exhale. Inhale. Really pushing into those heels, pushing the toes. Exhale, lovely. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping those knees down. And inhale, drop that navel to the floor, gaze up to the sky, into your cow pose. Exhale, we arch like a scared cat, pushing the crown of the head downwards, spreading those shoulders. Inhale. We're mobilizing the spine here, and exhale. So maybe you're happy with your cat-cow, maybe you want to get a little weird, maybe you want to give yourself a wiggle, maybe you want to get into all those nooks and crannies of your body that need waking up. Feel free, be as weird as you like. You're practicing from home, you can literally do anything. Maybe you want to turn those wrists around. I know this is a bit of an acquired taste, but I really like a wrist stretch. So also, if you're ever working on hand balances, this is a really, really good one. And maybe you want to sit back in your child's pose, stretch those fingers out. Maybe you want to bring yourself forward into your cobra. Maybe you just want to get that head and neck loose and kind of wiggle like Beyonce. Do whatever feels good for you. Really, really wake up that body, wake up that spine, the hips, the legs, the toes, the fingers, the neck, whatever you feel like needs a little bit of movement. Just really, really get into that body. We're going to take 3 breaths. 3. Really nice. Well done, everybody. 2. Really good. Looking good, everyone on Zoom. And I'm sure Facebook, you are looking good as well. And last breath. Gently bring yourself back to center. I'm going to show you what we're going to do from the front now. So you're going to stay in your all-fours position. You're going to take your right leg and you're going to straighten it out behind you and point the toes. So it's going to look like that initially. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that right leg out to the right and draw that toe so it's in line with your left knee. When it's in line with your left knee, you're going to walk the hands back and curl up through the spine. Bring yourself into your gate pose. We're going to reach our right hand down to meet our right calf and reach that left arm up and over. Really nice, well done. Feeling that stretch down the left side of the body. Inhale, keep that neck long. Exhale. Well done, really nice. Take a nice deep breath here. Try and get as deep into the stretch as you can. And then gently bring yourself over to the left. Drop that left hand down in line with your left knee. Keep that calf and foot parallel out behind you. Lift that right leg up. Try not to kick anything over like I'm doing. And you can bring that right arm out if you want to. If you prefer to keep your foot down on the mat, that is absolutely fine. You can bring that right arm up if you're doing that. Make sure the shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Or you can lift that right leg and reach the right arm out in a nice straight line. If you would like to take an even deeper stretch here, you can bend that right knee behind you. Take that right hand behind you and kick the right foot into your right hand. So you're stretching through the shoulder and the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Well done, lovely. Inhale, whichever version you're in. Exhale. Gently let go, bring yourself back into your gate pose. You're going to drop yourself back down into your all-fours position. Give yourself a little wiggle. Shake it out, and let's do the other side. So you're going to take that left toe and you're going to bring it out behind you, point the toe. And then you're going to draw a straight line with that left foot, bringing it in line with your right knee. And you're going to start to walk the hands back and gently curl up into your gate pose. Bring the arms above the head and then start to reach that left hand down onto your left calf. Your right arm is going to come up and over. Nice stretch down the right side of the body. Try and keep those hips aligned. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Gorgeous, everybody. Take a nice deep breath here. Reaching as far as you can with those right fingers. And then gently come over to the right. Bring that right hand down in line with the right knee. So maybe you want to just stack these shoulders on top of each other here. So your arms are kind of in a straight line going all the way up and your foot is on the ground. Or maybe you want to lift that left leg and reach the left arm out in front of you over the top of your head, but in line with your ear. So body's on a nice straight line. Maybe you want to go further still, bend the left knee, reach the left arm behind. Kick that left foot into your left hand and give yourself a deep shoulder stretch and a balance at the same time. So if you're balancing, find a drishti, a place to rest your gaze, to stop you from wobbling all over the place. You want to look at a still point, so maybe don't look at the screen because if I wobble, then you'll fall over. Take a nice deep breath. Gently let go, bring yourself back into your gate pose and back around into your all fours position. Really lovely. I'm just going to switch sides again. Take a nice deep breath here. Tuck those toes under and you're going to sit back on your heels. This is your thunderbolt position. So this is a very, very intense position. It's really, really good for stretching the knees. So we did knee pain yesterday, I think it was. So this is a really good one for knee pain, which obviously goes hand in hand with running. Runners tend to get really bad knees, so this is a good one for you. Sitting back on your toes and you're kind of pushing into the heels. Drawing your knees together, bring your palms onto your knees, straighten that back and gaze straight ahead. If at any point this becomes too painful, drop forward into a child's pose, bring the tops of the feet down onto the mat. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, really pushing back through the heels. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Inhale. And exhale. And last time. And gently untuck those feet. Bring the tops of the feet down on the mat. Bring your hands behind you. And you're going to slightly bend the arms. And as you do, you're going to lift those knees off the floor as much as you can. So maybe you don't get very far today, and that's fine. This is your toes pose. I'm just going to bring myself more into the center. So the tops of your feet are down on the mat, arms behind, and you're gently lifting off the mat. So your toes pose helps prevent plantar I always say this wrong, fasciitis, which is a disorder of the connective tissues in the arch. It supports the foot. And what it does is it results in really bad heel and foot pain. So this stretches the shins and all of the areas of the feet that need to be stretched. It's a little bit intense as well. Take a nice deep breath here one more time. Gently bring yourself back to kneeling. Bring your hands in front, heels together, knees apart, and just take a child's pose quickly. And if you can, in your child's pose, you want to bring yourself as close to the back of the mat as you possibly can, reaching those arms out in front. Gazing straight ahead between your hands, start to draw the chest along the mat, chest down, hips up towards the sky. Knees and feet parallel like train tracks in your extended puppy, stretching out the backs of the hamstrings, the upper back and the shoulders, maybe coming up on your fingers. If you want to get deeper into your shoulders, make sure that you're gazing straight ahead between your hands here and really push that chest down, the bum up. Well done. Take a nice deep breath. And then draw that chest all the way along the mat into your Sphinx or your Cobra. So Sphinx pose, your palms are down on the mat, arms parallel like train tracks. And we're pointing our toes to engage our lower body. So we're lifting the knees off the mat. And as we point our toes and engage, you're going to feel that engagement in your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back, your bum. Draw those shoulders down, your spine, neck nice and long. If you want to take Cobra, you're just going to bring your arms a little further back. So you get a deeper stretch in the spine. We're stretching out that chest and abdomen as well. Inhale. And exhale. And if you want to, you can add a bit of movement here. We're going to inhale and bring ourselves forward. Exhale, lift. Well done, nice. Inhale forward. Exhale left. And if you want to, if you're really feeling this movement, feel free to try it with no hands. Lifting, so you're giving yourself a little bit of spinal strength, and lowering. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower, really nice. We're going to push up into our upward facing dog. Tops of the feet down on the mat. I don't know who needs to hear it, but I'm sure someone does. Tuck those toes under and bring yourself into a downward facing dog. Downward dog, our big old powerhouse pose. So it stretches our hamstrings, calves and foot arches and strengthens the shoulders. All of these obviously really good for running. Downward dog is pretty much good for everything. I want you to gently soften the knees if you're feeling like your spine isn't straight. So I tend to soften my knees, especially if it's my first downward dog of the day. Don't worry about your heels meeting the mat. Feel them drawing down towards the earth, but they don't have to actually meet the earth. Draw that navel in towards the spine and feel a straight line from the tip of your spine all the way down to your hands. Push into the outside of your hands, your little fingers, the outside of your palms. Gently bend the elbows very slightly outwards so that you can rotate the shoulders outwards rather than pulling them in. This stops injuries in the shoulder rotator cuff. And gazing between your legs or at your belly button. Just take a nice deep breath here. And exhale. Inhale, come up on your toes, raise the heels. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Feel that pull on the back of the calves and the hamstrings and lower. If you've got tight calves and hamstrings, this is a good one for you. Lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Well done. Then give me 3. And lower. 2. And lower. And 1. And lower. Gently bring yourself forward into a plank position. Core engaged, wrists under shoulders, body in a straight line. Take a nice deep breath. Start to drop those knees down towards the mat, but just float them. Send that bum back towards the heels, up into your downward facing dog. Well done. And again, bring yourself forward, plank position. Knees down, pushing back, downward dog. And again, forward into your plank, knees down, push back, downward dog. And again, waving into your plank position, core engaged, knees down, push back, downward dog. Let's go for 3. Knees, bum, hips to the sky. 2. Knees, bum back, downward dog. Last one, wave forward, high plank, knees down, push back, downward dog. Lovely. Send that right leg back towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And if you want to, you can open the hips here. You can bring that right foot behind you. Gazing underneath the right armpit, flex that right foot. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed between the hands. Take a nice deep breath. Draw that right knee in towards the chest and plant that right foot down on the mat underneath your right knee. And you're going to drop that left leg down behind you into your low lunge, which is also known as your runner's lunge. So big guess as to why we're doing it today. Left foot down on the mat, top of the foot on the mat, and you're going to bring those arms up in line with your ears. Sink into those hips. Inhale. So low lunge stretches our hip flexors, strengthens our hamstrings and our quads. So it's really good for running. Take a nice deep breath, sink as deep as you can. And as you exhale, bring both palms down on either side of that front foot. Straighten that front leg. Flex the right foot. Bend the back knee, and we're going to get even deeper into our hamstrings. So this is also a runner's lunge. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, starting to glue our torso down towards the thigh. But try and keep your spine nice and flat. This is a really indulgent hamstring stretch. Inhale, really feel that pull on the back of the hamstrings. If you're like me and you really like to stretch your hamstrings, I could really hang out here for ages and ages and ages if I wanted to. Really sink into that stretch. With every exhale, try and pull yourself a little bit forward a little bit deeper into that stretch. If it starts to hurt, gently pull yourself back out. Take a nice deep breath. Gently plant that right foot, bend the right knee. So options here, option one, you can stay here in your lunge. Option two, if you want to take your monkey twist, you're going to take your left hand to the outside of your mat. So just take the mat out of the equation. You're going to bring it in line with the mat. Take your right arm, so your bent knee arm is going to come out in front. Inhale, reach that right arm up and around in a circle, bringing it behind you. Maybe you're happy here. Maybe you want to lift that left foot and take it with your right hand and just push that foot into your hand and really sink into those hips. And breathe. And whichever version you're in. And if you're feeling super flexy, you can try and pull that left foot in towards your bum. That depends on how you're feeling and what parts you want to stretch. Really nice. Take a deep inhale here. Gently drop that back foot, straight the front leg back into that deep hamstring stretch. Inhale, we lengthen, exhale, folding deep. Really indulgent here. We're not going to hold it for as long. Deep breath, sink a little lower. Give me one more breath here. And bring yourself back into that low lunge. Bring the arms up in line with your ears, and maybe you're happy here. And maybe you want to take a little twist, split the arms, bring the left arm forward, the right arm back. So now you're gazing towards the right side of your body, the right side of the room. And maybe you're happy here. Maybe you want to drop that right hand back down onto the left side. And if you are going outside to clap for our health heroes, then please do feel free. My street is going a little bit mental right now. I always miss it, so if you guys want to do it for me, then please feel free. Reach back to that left arm, sink into those hips. And I always seem to be doing this pose when we're cheering for the NHS as well. Take a nice deep breath. Circle back around. Bring both hands down on either side of that front foot. And then you're going to take that right foot, tuck it under and gently lift. And you're going to bring both hands to the inside of that left foot. So you're in your, it's wild here, so you're in your dragon pose. If you want to come a little bit deeper, you can sink onto your forearms, into your lizard, really opening up the hips. So again, this is a really good one if you're training for splits. But all these ones that stretch our hamstrings and our calves and our quads and all that area are great for running, as long as you're doing them right. So make sure this right knee is pointing straight ahead. Take a nice deep breath. Lift those arms up, straightening the arms, and you're going to start to walk those hands around to the center. So you're bringing yourself into a wide leg forward fold. And I'm just going to turn side so that you guys aren't just looking at my butt, even though I am wearing really cool Slytherin socks with Slytherin logo on the back. And you're going to start pulling yourself forward, bringing that head towards the mat into your wide leg forward fold, which is going to really pull on the back of your hamstrings. It's also really, really good for lower back pain, this one, and it lengthens your spine. Really nice. Take a nice deep breath and start to walk your hands to the center, straightening that back. Bring your right hand down in front of you. If you want to put like a book or something underneath your hand, feel free. We're going to turn to the left and reach your left arm up into our star pose. So you want your arms to look like they're in a straight line between the center of your legs, and try and gaze up at that extended arm if you can. Take a nice deep breath here. Well done. Give me one more deep breath. And gently drop both hands down. We're going to walk our hands back around to the right. Slightly bend that right foot. And drop that left foot in a little bit closer. You want both feet facing straight ahead. And now we're going to straighten both legs and bring ourselves into our pyramid pose. So if you feel like it, you can start to glue that torso onto the thigh. If you need to bring yourself up a little bit higher, then please do. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. So this is obviously another really good one for the hamstrings and the hips.
What I want you to make sure is that hips are aligned so they're both facing straight ahead, so you're not having a naughty open hip. You want an equal distribution of weight between both feet. Inhale. Exhale, folding. Take a nice deep breath. Steady on that right foot. Bring the palms in front of you, and you're going to lift up into your standing split, bringing that left leg out behind you. So your standing split might just look like this, where your legs are coming in an L shape. Just make sure those hips are nice and aligned, back nice and straight. And if you want to, you can start to walk the hands in further, so you're gluing the torso onto the thigh. It depends what you're aiming for in your standing split. Take a nice deep breath, and you're going to start to drop that left knee, bend the left knee and drop it down towards the right ankle, so we're bending both knees. And straighten. And drop forward. And straighten. Well done. Drop forward. And straighten. And drop forward. And straighten. Lovely. Bring that left foot down. You're going to bring yourself into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. If you want to soften the knees, then please do. And I want you to tuck those hands underneath your feet. So forward fold with your hands under the feet. This stretches our hamstrings, our hips, and our back. So it's a really good one for running. You can give your knees a slight bend here, I always do, in our forward fold. Take a nice deep breath. And then very gently start to trace the palms up the feet towards the shins, flatten the back, gaze straight ahead, inhale. Exhale, drop back to your forward fold, knees bent. If you want to pop your hands back underneath the toes, then please do. And once more, start to bring the hands up the shins towards the thighs, flatten the back. And back to your forward fold, slight bend in the knees. And then very slowly now start to unravel through the spine. We're curling like a puppet on a string, unraveling one vertebra at a time, really indulgent and slow, keeping that chin to your chest. Last things to come up will be your head, and stand nice and tall. And as usual, I'm cutting my head off. Standing nice and tall on your mats in your mountain pose, so draw those feet together. Make sure your joints are all stacked, ankles under knees, under hips, under shoulders, neck in line, chin in line as well, so push that chin back if you need to, shoulders down, spine nice and long, and you're drawing down towards the hands with the fingers. So what our mountain pose does is this teaches us how to engage our legs isometrically. Inhale, standing nice and tall, and exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, extended mountain, drawing your palms together, and gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale, draw those arms out to the side, elbows bent. Start to hinge at the hips, slight bend in the knees, fold forward. Bring those palms down onto the mat, and you can either step, float, or jump back into a plank position. And from here, you can either push straight back up into your downward facing dog, or you can draw those elbows in, come down through chaturanga, push forward, upward facing dog, and push back. Downward facing, lovely. Walk those feet out here, give yourself a little wiggle. Really nice. Show the camera again. I need a cameraman. And from your downward dog, we're going to take that left leg out behind us, three-legged dog. If you want, you can start to open the hips. Make sure those shoulders are rotated outwards and an even distribution of weight between the hands. Gazing underneath your left shoulder, opening up that left hip. Remember to flex that left foot. Take a nice deep breath here. And gently draw that knee in towards your chest. Planting that left foot, drop the right knee, bringing yourself into your low lunge, your runner's lunge. Left ankle underneath, left knee. Arms up in line with your ears. Sink into those hips. So remember, our low lunge, our runner's lunge. Stretching our hip flexors, strengthening our hamstrings, and strengthening our quads. Really, really good for running. Inhale. Well done. Lovely. Looking good, everybody. Take a nice deep breath, really sink into those hips. If you've got a really bendy back as well and you feel like you want to take a little back bend here, then by all means do. If you're needle scaling, and then take a nice deep breath, bring both palms down on either side of that front foot. We're going to bend that back knee, straight the front leg, flex that left foot, deep hamstring stretch. Make sure you're keeping that spine nice and straight, neck long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, gluing the torso onto the thigh, nice and indulgent. And if you want to get even deeper, you can start to walk the hands forward. Remember, it's better to keep that spine nice and straight than have a kind of hunchback of Notre Dame and be deeper in the stretch. So really listening to your body here. Inhale and exhale. Nice and indulgent on the backs of the hamstrings. Breathe deeply here. Give me one more. Get as deep as you can. And then gently bend that left knee, bringing the left ankle back underneath that left knee. So maybe you're happy here. Maybe you want to take your monkey twist. You're going to take that right hand now to the outside of your mat. So taking the mat out of the equation. Bring that left arm out in front. So your bent knee arm is going to come out in front. Gaze straight ahead. Inhale. We circle that left arm all the way around behind us. Maybe you're happy with this. Maybe you want to lift that back foot and kick the right foot into your left hand and twist, really sink into that hip. And if you want to start to pull that foot in towards your bum and get even deeper, then please do. If you've got bad knees, this might hurt the back knee if you do that. So I'd advise that you pop something underneath that back knee like a cushion, or just keep your leg down on the mat. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Gently drop that foot down. Hands back on either side of that front foot. Bend the back knee. Straight the front leg. Flex that left leg. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, fold deeper. Back into that hamstring stretch. And breathe. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. We're not going to hold it for as long this time. And then you're gently going to bring yourself back. Plant the left foot back into your low lunge. Bring those arms up, back in line with your ears. So if you're happy here, by all means stay here. And if you want to take your twist, we're going to split those arms. Right arm's going to go straight ahead. Left arm's going to go behind you. Maybe you're happy here. Maybe you want to drop that left arm back onto your right calf. And bring the right arm up and over. Sink into that hip. And breathe. Again, if you've got dodgy knees, probably bringing yourself all the way back might be a little bit painful, unless you pop something underneath your knees. Give me one more breath. Gently bring those palms back on either side of that front foot. Tuck that back toe under and lift the right knee. Then take both hands to the inside of your left foot. This is your dragon pose. So again, a really good one for hips. And also if you're practicing splits, if you're happy here, stay here if you want to get a little deeper. Coming onto your forearms into your lizard. Make sure that outside knee is pointing straight ahead. We want to keep the knees aligned, especially if we're runners. Taking a nice deep breath here. Really sink into that hip. Try and keep that back leg lifted. Spine nice and straight. One more breath. And if you're on your forearms, gently straighten the arms. Start to walk those hands around to the center, wide leg forward fold, both feet pointing straight ahead. Start to hinge forward through the hips. Feel that pull on the back of the hamstrings. We're lengthening our spine, so this is a really good one for relieving lower back pain. Drawing the crown of the head towards the mat, bringing yourself into almost tripod position. And breathe here. Try and keep that back as straight as possible. And breathe one more time. Gently bring yourself back into an upright position with a flat back. And star pose now on the left side. So bring your left hand to the center of your body. So it's coming down between your legs. Reach up with that right arm. So you're bringing the shoulders on top of each other. Your arms are nice, almost like in a straight line with just your head in the middle as kind of a little stopper. Try and gaze up at that extended arm if you can. As I said yesterday, you kind of look like the Deathly Hallows. It's a good look. Gazing up at that extended arm, you'll notice that I like Harry Potter. Take a deep breath here. And exhale. Feel that nice twist. Feel that pull on the back of the hamstrings one more time. Deep breath. Well done. Gorgeous. Looking good. Everybody that I can see on Zoom, I'm sure Facebook, you're looking lovely. Drop both hands down. Take a nice deep breath. Start to walk your hands around to the left. Bring your hands back on either side of that left foot. And you're going to walk that right foot in slightly. Straight both legs. Hips squared to the front in your pyramid pose. So if you need to keep your spine straight, you can come up as far as you like. You could bring your hands onto your thigh or your calf or your ankle. And if you really feel like you can get nice and deep, bring your hands on either side of that front foot and start to hinge forward. Make sure there's no naughty open hip. The hips are facing straight ahead like car headlights. And you want equal distribution of weight through both legs. So you're not dumping all your weight in the front left leg. Feel that pull on the hamstrings. Inhale. And exhale, folding nice and deep into that pyramid pose. Take a deep breath here. Get as deep as you can. Gaze straight ahead, slight bend in that front knee. Place the hands flat on the mat and lift up into your standing split so we're reaching that right leg out behind us. So again, your standing split is probably not going to look like an actual split. You're just lifting that right leg. And you can try and bring the hands in line with your foot if you'd like to. Try and glue that torso down. It depends what you're aiming for in your split, where you are in your practice. Take a nice deep breath. Start to bend that right knee and drop that right knee down towards the left ankle. And straighten. And bend both knees. And straighten. So we're touching that right knee to the left ankle. And straighten. And give me 3. And straighten. And 2. And straighten. And 1. Lovely. Straighten and then drop that right foot down, bringing yourself back into your forward fold. Uttanasana. Soften the knees. Bring the hands underneath the toes. So our forward fold with our hands under feet stretches our hamstrings, our hips and our backs. Really, really important one for running. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, trying to melt deeper into that stretch. And always soften your knees in forward fold. To be honest, I soften my knees even when I can straighten them. It just stops me curving my spine unnecessarily. Take a nice deep breath here. And then bring the hands out from underneath the feet. Inhale, start to stroke the hands up the feet, up the shins towards the thighs, flatten the back, gaze straight ahead, navel to spine. Exhale, back to your forward fold, soften the knees. Inhale, drawing the hands up the feet, the shins towards the thighs, flatten the back, gaze straight ahead. Lovely, back to your forward fold, soften the knees. And now slowly unraveling like a chain link. Rolling all the way up like a puppet on a string. Keeping that chin tucked into your chest for the last minute. Head and neck will be the last things to come up. Unrolling, bringing yourself to standing. In your mountain pose, feet together, joints stacked, ankles under knees, under hips, under shoulders, spine neutral, pelvis neutral, arms down by your side, and your fingers drawing down into the earth. Make sure that chin is tucked in. So remember, what mountain does is it teaches us to engage our legs isometrically, very important. Gazing straight ahead, inhale, we raise our arms up towards the sky. Draw your palms together, gazing up at your thumbs. As you exhale, draw your elbows out to the side, bending them, start to bend the knees, hinge forward at the hips, and bring yourself forward into your forward fold, placing the palms flat, step, float, or jump back into your plank position, core engaged. And as always, if you want to push straight up into your downward facing dog, please do. If you'd like to join me in a mini vinyasa, tuck those elbows in, come down through your chaturanga, push forward, upward facing dog, and pushing back, downward facing dog. Walk those feet out. Well done, everybody. Last downward dog of the class, give yourself a little wiggle. Slight bend in the knees, gaze straight ahead, step, float or jump through into a seated position on your mats. Bring those feet flat, knees bent. Take a nice deep breath. Bring your arms in line with your legs. And you're going to very slowly start to drop back onto the mat, engaging that core roll the whole way back. And when you come into a nice flat back, we're going to take our reclined cow face pose, which increases range of motion in our hips, which is very important. So you're going to raise both legs, cross at the knees, and then you're going to start to draw the feet towards you. Take hold of your left foot with your right hand, your right foot with your left hand, and you're going to start to pull those legs towards you. Feel that glute stretch. Feel that hip stretch. With every exhale, try and pull them towards you. This is a really good one if you've just been for a run or if you're about to go for a run. Take this stretch. Trust me, it's a good one. And breathe inhale and exhale. With every breath, try and pull those feet further towards you. Further towards you didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Give me one more breath. Gently bring yourself back into a tabletop leg position and switch sides. So now, whichever leg was on the top before, switch. And so bring your right hand back to your left foot back to your right hand, and pull. So you'll feel the stretch deeper in the other hip this time. Whichever leg was on top, I don't know because I didn't tell you, but make sure you're doing the opposite one this way. And one side will feel a little bit tighter and a little bit more awkward. And gently pulling on those feet. You're almost trying to pull the knees apart and towards you at the same time. And breathe. And you're also feeling a nice massage through the spine as you do this. Gently bring yourself back to center. Take your legs into that tabletop position. Bring your arms on either side. Let's take our reclined twist. Drop those knees over to the left, gaze to the right. So remember, in our twist, we're compressing our organs, releasing toxins from the blood. So we allow fresh blood to flow through when we release the twist. Really, really good for us. Feel from the base of your spine all the way up to your neck. That's why we always gaze in the opposite direction of our legs. Gaze down those fingertips. I'm sinking into the bottom of the picture now, I know. And gently bring yourself back to center. Drop the knees to the right, gaze to the left. Deep twist through the spine, lovely. And back to center, one more, reclined pigeon. Bring your left ankle to your right knee. Hands on the back of your right thigh and gently pull towards you. Feeling that stretch in your hips. And it's also really nice for releasing tension in your spine, this one. So if you want to give yourself a little rock from side to side, you can. Breathing nice and deeply into that stretch. And switch sides. Right ankle to your left knee. This is another really nice one to do before or after a run. And drawing that thigh towards you. You're going to feel this in your hamstrings, your hips, your glutes, your quads. With every breath, try and draw that left knee in closer so you're stretching even further through the right leg. And then gently let go. You know the drill by now. We're finishing off. Straighten those legs. Bring the arms up above the head, reaching from one side of the room to the other. Point those fingers, point those toes. Full body stretch. Tension in every single part of the body. Your body should almost be shaking from the tension of the stretch. So everything I've told you not to do throughout the class, I want you to do now. Draw those shoulders up towards your ears. Give yourself a million double chins. Screw those facial features up. Tension in the face, beady eyes, screwed up nose, ugliest face you've ever made in your life. Point those fingers, point those toes. Imagine someone's pulling you and you can't get away. You're almost shaking. They're trying to add inches onto your body. And on top of all this physical tension, I want you to pour all that mental tension in as well. Take everything that's annoying you and pissing you off and throw it all in there. Make a big old tension bomb with this stretch. And we're going to let it all go. Keep stretching, keep reaching. You can't get away. 5, And one, let go, bring the arms down by your side, let your feet fall open. Deep inhale. And exhale. And now is the time if you need a drink of water, if you want to dim the lights, if you want to pop on socks or a jumper or grab a blanket, then please do. You can take your Shavasana however you would like. If you're pregnant, please make sure you take it lying on your left-hand side with a cushion between your knees, or if you really want to lie on your back, make sure you've got cushions propping up your head and your shoulders so you're not completely reclined, and maybe take your reclined round angle with your feet together and your knees open. Everyone else, you can take it however you would like. I fully recommend taking it lying down on your back. It's a really lovely treat. If you've got a really deep bend in the back, you can pop a cushion underneath your back or underneath your knees so that your legs are slightly raised. Otherwise, just bring yourself down onto your mat, palms at your side, facing up towards the sky, feet falling open, eyes closed. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Expand your abdomen and send all of that air down towards the bottom of your lungs, filling them like a glass all the way to the top. And as you exhale, release that breath, draw the navel in towards the spine. So we bring ourselves back to where we were at the beginning of the class. No thoughts, no worries. Focus in on that breath. Every inhale, we feel it washing through us, cleansing our body, cleansing our organs. Every exhale, we feel a release. Deepening our breath each time, teaching our body to use the full capacity of our lungs. And as we lay here, bring ourselves back to that nice empty mind. Take your imaginary broom and sweep the mind clear of any clutter, any wandering thoughts or worries. Leaving the mind empty and clean. Only your breath running in and out. Check in with those tension points. Make sure the shoulders are down, drawing them down the mat. Sinking down your spine, melting into the mat like lava. Drawing them down away from the ears, allowing your neck to grow long. Softening your facial features, letting go of any tension there. Soften your jaw. Unclench the back teeth and drop the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. Take your attention down towards your feet. Feeling them fall open, each toe unraveling. Ankles, calves, knees and thighs becoming lightweight as though someone has taken the batteries straight out of you. All the way up to the base of the spine and feeling it unravel onto the mat, one vertebrae at a time, as though someone is pressing down the keys on a piano. All the way up to your shoulders. Feeling them melt deeper into the mat. Arms lightweight at your side with your palms open and your fingers unraveling. Neck long and head light. Free of thoughts and worries, allowing your face to soften. Finally, bring your attention to your chest and abdomen. Allowing that slow and steady rise and fall of your breath to guide you into a deeper sense of calm. Letting go of anything that does not serve us in this time. No thoughts, no worries. Letting go of everything we did before or need to do after, and taking these moments just for us. As you inhale and exhale.
Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes to draw awareness back into your bodies. Hug your knees in towards your chest and gently rock from side to side to release the spine. Bringing yourself all the way over onto the right hand side into a fetal position. And if you want to keep your eyes closed, you can, while you bring yourself up to seated on your mats, palms on your knees. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, sigh really loudly and just let everything go. And again, inhale. One more time for luck, inhale. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. As always, you are an absolute delight. If you are feeling a little bit frustrated or worried or scared or sad at the moment, just know that your feelings are valid, and here is a place where you can practice and you can really breathe those feelings in and out and just let them flow through you. And I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your evening and the rest of your night, and hopefully see you all tomorrow.